Southern Miss hosting Louisiana in Hattiesburg. Some of the pregame crowd shots, you were like, it got better. And there was a good student crowd there last night. And ultimately, Southern Miss gets a big win. That's a good win for the Golden Eagles last night to move to, why am I having trouble with their record? 5-3, right?
They are 5-3 and 3-1 in the Sun Belt right now.
5-3 with the win last night. They led 20-5 at the end of the first quarter. Yes, that is a strange score. The 5 was not a safety. It was a blocked extra point returned for 2 for Louisiana. And that was after Southern Miss took an early 6-0 lead, had the extra point blocked, goes to the house the other way. So it's 6-2, and then Southern Miss adds a couple more touchdowns in the first quarter. They end up winning 39-24. So tell me what stands out for you guys in terms of the numbers. Because if you look at Southern Miss's offensive numbers, they're not blow you away. Zach Wilkie was 8 of 17, 137 yards, couple of touchdowns. He did throw 1 interception. Frank Gore completed 1 pass for 52 yards. On the ground, Gore had 23 carries for 87 yards. Janari Dean had a rushing touchdown. Jason Brownlee, big night catching the football. 3 catches for 102 yards in the ball game. Malik Shorts was monstrous last night. He had the early interception that set up the first touchdown, had 11 tackles. Dalen Gill had 11 tackles last night as well. 39-24 the final. Southern Miss gets the win. What do you guys think?
They're winning games defensively. I mean, that's kind of been the theme the last few weeks is they've gone on this run because the Nasty Bunch is playing well. There was a moment in the fourth quarter with, if I remember correctly, like 5 minutes left where Louisiana had, I think, a goal-to-go situation, and Southern Miss got a stop there, and that really ended the game. But what was it, 3 interceptions, 1 was returned for a touchdown, and that it feels like that's just going to kind of have to be how they win games this year. Yeah, they've got a really young quarterback that's experiencing some growing pains. They're not getting a whole lot out of their passing offense right now, except for shout out Frank Gore for throwing a beautiful, beautiful touchdown pass last night. That was awesome. But yeah, that's how they're winning games. They're playing defense and making fewer mistakes than their opponents and capitalizing when their opponents make those mistakes. And now they're 5-3. It's a sustainable recipe, especially when you start getting more production out of your young quarterback, which you think is going to come soon, but young guys swimming a little bit, and that's to be expected.
Sure. That defense you're talking about gave up 336 yards through the air. Woolridge did, but he threw 3 interceptions. They did hold Louisiana to just 103 yards on the ground.
Sorry, and a bad completion percentage as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Defensively is what stands out, right? I mean, they forced 4 turnovers. And this is not a very good offensive team. They just haven't been this year. But when you get 4 extra possessions and you get a touchdown defensively, you know, that helps so much. And Will Hall has got that program going in the direction we thought he would coming into this year. The other thing that stands out is, hey, Southern fans, where are you? Because you weren't at the game. Now, I'll give Luke Johnson a pass. But where are the rest of y'all? How many people do we think were in that stadium last night? I mean, if we're being generous, 20,000?
I was just talking to somebody that was there. They said 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there.
Come on, guys. All right? I mean, when Ole Miss wasn't selling out, we blasted them. When State's not putting people in the crowd, we're blasting them. You guys, you talk a big game, wanting to be on the same level as State and Ole Miss. 15,000 for that game with what's on the line? No, come on, guys. That's embarrassing.
The announced attendance on the box score was 27,332. Stadium seats 36,000. I mean, obviously it was smaller than that. It felt like there was an opportunity to create a really, really impressive home field advantage for that game last night, and it didn't happen. And so you move on from that, and you just try to continue to put a good product on the field. Borky, you and I were talking about this earlier today. I guess all 3 of us talked about it earlier. Student crowd for Southern Miss looked pretty good.
Yeah, and they were into it. at the end of the game a little too into it.
A little too into it at some point.
Loud and clear on ESPN2, guys. It's that'll get a song taken away. But otherwise, yeah, student crowd was rowdy and into it. And 6:30s on Thursdays are tough. They are. I don't like to fan shame, but we do hear often about how it's the same, and they're all equal, and visually it doesn't appear that way. I mean, Will Hall from weeks ago, if he had that rant from weeks ago last night, he would have been spot on.
Yeah.
What's he got to do to get more people to show up? Again, Thursday 6:30 is hard. I understand that, but what's he got to do? Now you've got winning football on top of just general excitement about your coach. A response from fans is just at this point. There's no more reason to hold off thinking. You can see now forward direction. There's no more, we'll see if he can get it done. You're seeing that he's got an ability to get it done. Playing a true freshman quarterback, by the way. You see it. So go see it.
C-Spire text line, keep winning and they will come. Yeah, but they are winning. And that's a standalone game on a Thursday night. And, I mean, look, yes, Borky, you said just a second ago, weeknight game is hard. But we also hear that weekends are hard, right? Because kids have got tournaments going on and you got travel stuff. I mean, you either commit to going and supporting your team or you don't. And they're winning. And Southern Miss, that football team, led by Will Hall, deserves to be supported by its fans.